Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about psychometry and how to develop it using your dreams. So, what is psychometry? It's the ability to perceive information by touching an object. For example, you might touch a necklace that someone has worn and get information about that person. What happens when a medium, known as a psychometrist, is awake and touches an object, then receives information? In fact, they first subconsciously pick up this information. Then they'll get images, words, or scenes that relate to the object or to the person who handled. This object, it's energy. It's informational energy. In fact, all of us, all human beings, are receivers, transformers, and transmitters of information. We are all charged with energy and information, so a psychometrist, by touching us, can know a lot about us. But all of us, we have the ability to pick up subconsciously the information around us, the information from other people, and the information from objects. So, by touching objects. And why is that? Because, in fact, it's part of our survival instinct. Every time we arrive in a new place, the body picks up all the information from the surroundings to sense if there's any danger, for example. So, why can we develop psychometry in the dream state? You may have figured it out from the explanations I just gave you. It's because we all subconsciously pick up all the information around us, as well as information from objects we touch. Because objects are like memory accumulators. And ancient civilizations, for example, like Egypt, knew techniques to store a lot of information and energy in objects. Very few of us can practice psychometry while awake. You might just get vague sensations, often nothing at all. But we are all capable of being psychometrists in the dream state. So all you have to do is take an object, put it under your pillow, and before falling asleep, focus on the idea that you want to learn information from that object. So most of the time, you'll pick up this information subconsciously, and it will enter your conscious mind through dreams. But when you don't have much practice, it will often get mixed up with other things. So you can train yourself to dream better. And you'll find links in the description to help you practice using your dreams more effectively. In particular, there's a link to my book, The Meaning of Dreams, in which you'll find a method to work effectively with your dreams by observing the connections between your dreams and your reality. It's this observation and daily practice of dream meditation that will help you build a better connection with your body, with its memory, and make it much easier for you to remember your dreams. While you're working on developing yourself, you can use a few tips that I've tried out and that I'm going to share with you here in this video to better pick up information from objects. So, you can take the object you want to pick up information from, hold it firmly in your hand, put it under your pillow, but in addition to that, you also place a quartz point, a quartz crystal under your pillow. You should choose a very clear, transparent stone that really attracts you and put it under your pillow. So, I explain in another video, which you can check out, about the power of quartz, both in dreams and in reality, and why quartz will help you. So basically, quartz is an amplifier, and it will help you dream much better, enhance your memory, amplify the information from the object you put under your pillow, and also help you remember your dreams more clearly. You'll have clearer dreams. So, this is a technique I've tried myself. You can learn more by checking out the video on the powers of quartz. Another technique I stumbled upon by chance is to place a mirror, a small mirror, on your nightstand, and in front of the mirror, put the object from which you want to pick up information. So this object and the mirror should be not too far from your face, with the surface facing like this. I tried this by chance and realized that when I put objects in front of a mirror on my nightstand, those objects enter my dreams much more easily. So, all the information comes into my dreams. So, there you have two techniques you can use. And this is really interesting for getting information. I'm going to tell you about an experiment I wanted to try at an exhibition on ancient Egypt. It was Frank Goddiet's exhibition on the sunken treasures of Egypt. archaeological remains that were found underwater near the port of Alexandria. So, I went to this exhibition in Paris to experiment, and to find out if objects that had been underwater for a long time had retained any information that I might have been able to pick up through psychometry. All right, here we go. But my way of doing psychometry is by falling asleep. So I arrived at the exhibition, which was really, really interesting. And luckily, I was able to touch a few objects, including a naos. So, a naos is a small stone temple from ancient Egypt. There you go, I touched this naos and a few other objects as well. And then I went back home, relaxed, and went to bed. And that night, I dreamed about things from ancient Egypt. So I saw details of daily life, the kinds of shoes, the sandals people wore, and above all, something very powerful. It was a mating between two large white bulls. So it gave off a very, very strong energy. And I concluded that the ancient Egyptians knew techniques to powerfully charge stones with a very strong energy. And why? Because these objects, which had stayed underwater for a very long time, were actually still very full of information. And not long ago, I did an experiment with an Inca statuette that a collector lent me so I could pick up information from it. And it was much less charged than the objects from ancient Egypt, with which I unfortunately couldn't sleep. I'd really like to work with museums or with archaeologists who unearth objects from the ground so I can test them directly, touch them, and see what information I pick up in my dreams. So there you have it. I'm done with this very, very interesting topic. I'm really passionate about dream psychometry. So you don't need to be a great psychic in real life, because in dreams, we all have these abilities we don't use to know much more than what our conscious mind can pick up when we're awake. That's all for today's video, and thank you for listening. I'll see you very soon. For more fascinating videos about dreams and reality, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. See you soon. Goodbye. So, you can practice to dream better, and you'll find links in the description to help you make better use of your dreams. In particular, there's a link to my book, The Meaning of Dreams, in which you'll find a method to work effectively on your dreams by observing the connections between your dreams and your reality. It's this observation and daily practice of dream meditation that will help you build a better connection with your body, with its memory, and make it much easier for you to remember your dreams.